Hello, DrayBarrels. We are back once more. Sorry, I don't know what that
Are
was.
you all right? I was going for the big one today, but you thrown me there.
I feel a bit frantic for some reason, the governor.
Sounds like you've just been rescued or you're scared of something.
I think I'm a bit hyper. There used to be a guy I worked with in Cardiff, and he used to drink Red Bull every day. And then one day, he had not Red Bull, a cheaper version. And one day he came home one weekend and he said, "Hey, Marco, I drank a case of energy drink over the weekend." I said, "You what? How many was that, Jay?" 24 cans, hyper. And he was just saying that all day long. And
a right wanker.
he didn't have any teeth. He was from the valley, from the Rhondda he was.
Chewed his nails down to the wick, no doubt.
Wasn't
Anyway, welcome back to Blighty, your little glimpse of a British lounge behind me, or as you would say over there, living room. So I'm looking forward to this. It's been a little while. We've been jaunting around. You've been busy. I've been all over the place as usual. But now I'm looking forward to having a little beer tonight.
Oh, me too. It's been too long. You know, I know you went to the Isle of Wight and work's just been absolutely manic. So I'm kind of glad to get going again, and it's starting to cool down a little bit, right? We're getting into the fall and such. So it'll be
autumnal, yes, autumnal wisps coming off the sea today. A little chill in the air as I was painting outside, but no, I don't mind it. And then it pissed down for the rest of the day, and I thought, oh fuck it. But it reminded me actually, as we head from the Indian summer, luckily, that I enjoyed while I was in the Isle of Wight, head into the rainy season over here again, that I had a summer beer that I've been holding back, and it's pretty much the end of summer, so I better drink it.
Oh, wow.
We'll get to that in due course, my man.
Okay, so no, that's exciting. I did want to just chirp in actually a bit of something here. Actually, in the USA, obviously you're bringing us some Blighty. It's actually National Drink Beer Day today, of all days.
What? You're allowed to drink beer from noon till night, or what?
I don't know. It's It's National Drink Beer Day. This study. Oh, it's a study for beer drinkers. That's weird. Well, I guess it's probably not the official national. There's like a craft beer day and a national beer day. So this is something in between called It's National Drink Beer Day. So
just any excuse to have a beer.
I think, yeah, because there's like two proper national ones. So this is like almost a third. And it's just celebrating.
When is the US National Onism Day?
Oh, I've got that on my calendar. I believe it's December the 12th or 13th. I'll have to check my calendar. I had to mark that because obviously it's something special.
Yes.
I don't know about the British version.
Oh no, that's just every day, I think.
Well, that's all right. That makes sense. Oh, so anyway, it's not really an official thing, but it's just a day to try and encourage people to drink a beer and honor the heritage of beers as well. But hang on a minute. I've got some beer news for you.
Oh, bit of a glitch in the system, but yeah, I've got some beer news this week.
Oh, good. Good.
I'm not sure if this. I think it did make it to some places in America, because when I was having a look, it did have CNN or whatever that is.
And it's not the two.
What?
I saw something on CNN about a church this week.
Yes, it is about that church.
Okay.
So there's a place called County Durham, which is on the top of Yorkshire, as we always talked about, the county of England, and a place called Stockton-on-Tees. It's not very far from Newcastle. It's south of there and above Durham. Anyway, place there called St Mary the Virgin Church, which is a 1,000-year-old church. Now, they had a beer festival. I love this because it wasn't just a day festival, it was a 4-day beer festival to raise money for the new clock for the church. It had gone wrong and they needed to raise funds for it to be repaired.
Yeah.
Lovely sort of historic church. So they had Three Brothers Brewing Company, which is based up there, which I've now chalked up because I'm going to review one of their beers in the future.
Oh, great.
Yeah, they're from that area as well. And they were behind the beer festival, but they decided to hold it in the grounds of the church. Now, when you say grounds of the church, that means graveyard, really. And a lot of these old gravestones there were several hundred years old, and people were just using the flat ones as tables and leaning against the gravestones with pints of real ale and other brews that had been concocted by the three brothers, and forgot that actually dead people were beneath the ground there, and it's a sacred place. And it turned into a bit of a well, it was a beer festival. What else?
I just got
People get
rowdy.
drunk. Well, not rowdy like that. It was just the respect thing. It was just the respect thing.
Okay.
And people not really, where should I put my beer? I'll put it on top of this grave.
Well, it
You
must have been
sort of,
big news. It came over here. I saw that myself over here on CNN.
yeah.
So
That's it. Yeah.
It was more of just a respect, you just dishonoring in a way.
Yeah, I mean,
and did it get?
I'm sure they've raised enough for their clock, so hopefully
the publicity, I'd say as well, right? It's all over.
Maybe you're thinking outside the box there. Maybe it was a big ruse to get everyone to have a look.
I'm wondering now. It does make you think, doesn't it? And that
we live in second guessing.
Well, it would be one of those stories that would be just in the local newspaper on a, but if it's on the national, so that's got me thinking actually.
Fucking churches, they need everything. Remember when I got married? Oh yes, you'll get married, but when you get married, there'll be scaffolding over the porch of the church. Oh, why is that? Oh, we need to raise money for a roof. Yeah, bollocks. They got fucking wonga. Well, and then of course, us being young, wife put on that music festival in the pub, and we raised all the money they needed. And then we were promised a free wedding, and the vicar said, "Oh, thank you so much." Gave this speech. "Oh, we'll give you a free wedding up there. You won't have to pay the fees." No, they sent us the fucking bill.
Jesus Christ! And I bet that wasn't down in writing.
Yes, it was him. He was behind it. That Jesus Christ, exactly right.
What? I think that's just wrong. I don't remember that they were like trying to charge you. Was it like a verbal agreement though? The vicar said, "Oh, we'll waive all that."
But the vicar said it to an audience once they'd raised the money.
Oh, okay.
They won't pay for the thing and all this.
Ooh,
it was all bluster. It was all bollocks. They took that money. They repaired their roof, and they still charged us. Fucking hell, this is turning into a drag. Right, let's move on. So okay. A little bit about that church.
No, that's cool. We'll get drinking because we are thirsty anyway. Do you know, incidentally, just quickly, the Church of England, I think, is one of the biggest landowners in the UK, I believe. So there you go. They got money. Shall I start us off as you gave beer news, and I'll make it quick so you can get drinking.
I can see the glinting of the top of a tin. So let's have a look then. What are you presenting us with this week?
Okay, so this was bought by me from the coach who went to Vermont hiking this last week. It's called Heady Topper, and you can see his Heady top head there, and it's the Alchemist. Yeah, that's the name of the brewery, the Alchemist, Vermont. And so he brought this back for me specially. It's ranked as one of the top beers in the United States of America. So
you'll be the judge of that.
The DrayMen's will be the judge of that. So and see what it says on the top. Drink from I'm going this way. Drink from the can. Drink from the can. Drink from the can. And I'll talk a bit about that. So I'm not pouring it in a glass. This is the advice of the brewer itself. He wants you to drink this straight out of the can. So whether Mr. A would, I know, whether Mr. A will be kind of sending some cheers for that, you know?
Yeah, we'll see. It depends who the coach, hello you monkey, who he's been rubbing shoulders with up there.
Oh, in Vermont. That
It's all looking good so far. It's interesting. It's a different take. So go on then.
Okay.
Pop it open.
Okay. Oh shit! I always forget about these cans.
Don't get your nose caught in that little spout.
I got a nail to help me.
Oh yeah, I forgot you've got that nail.
A nail. Didn't think of that.
Fucking monkey fingers.
That's funny. That could be a joke for a comedian, couldn't it?
Yeah, if you know any.
So it's an ale. I don't know if it's classified as an IPA. It just says ale, I believe. Oh, it's American double IPA. So it's a double IPA. It's 8%. Wow. It does smell strong. It does smell hoppy. And I'll talk a bit later about the reason behind drinking out of the can, but let's get a taste so you can get drinking. Oh, that's bitter. Extremely bitter.
Oh.
But tasty. I got to say, it's really tasty. This is nice. Initial bitterness really hits you, and then obviously you get into the flow, you know, like a lot of IPAs. Sometimes it's a bit hard to stomach that first taste. But once you get into the rhythm of it, you know, it's, I don't know if you're a big, I know you prefer your sours and stouts. So, yeah.
The rhythm of it.
Yeah, do you think that's a good phrase for an IPA?
Oh, it's cool, man.
No,
You're so knowledgeable.
we try. Anyway, get pour on yourself.
Right. Well, this is one that I held back. I had it a long while. Had it at the start of the summer, thinking that we would have managed a couple more shows before now. And then, like I said to you, I realised it's now not summer. And anyway, so I've gone for a Gose.
Gose?
That's how you pronounce it. But it's a gooseberry Gose.
Oh, okay. Okay, I like the can.
German. Yeah, so you know that the pronounced Gose, it's the German style beer from Goslar, Germany. And this is a sour.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
which is called Salty Kiss. Now, Goses are traditionally served at room temperature, or even slightly warm. Well, I was reading about this one and someone said, oh, they drank it straight from the fridge and they loved it like that. So what I decided to do was a bit like you do a couple of times. I took it out the fridge about 40 minutes ago. So it's it's not room temperature. It's just a little bit cooler than it should be. So let's see.
Okay. I like this. German. Wow.
Oh, that's right. I've gone for a little stubby can. We'll go to the artwork in a minute. In a little stubby glass.
Oh, I like that glass. That's cool.
Stubby fucker.
It is.
Right, let's have a look. Here we go. Oh gosh, it's a hell of a head on that.
Fizzy, isn't it? Okay. Oh, nice.
It's lively.
That is
lively.
lively.
Poured some of it.
For sour, you don't normally have to really pour those in a certain way.
Well, it's not. I mean, it's slightly sour. It's a Gose.
Well, those beers are kind of soury-ish in style, right?
Yeah, they are. Yeah. Not like a instant sour, like a, you know, you can really smell it. It's light, so let's give it a taste. You get the taste rather than afterwards, get the taste immediately. So there is a sourness there, but it's not a cheek sucker. It's just very light. It's very light. I mean, the color of that is pretty clearish. Hard to see in this light. I ain't got a very good light this week, but
Yeah, it's kind of slightly cloudy, right? Or
slightly
yeah.
cloudy to clear. Yeah. But anyway, this is from Magic Rock Brewing, which is, let's have a look. Get it in the shot. Which is one that I've reviewed before, so I don't need to go too deep on it. But another one of their cans there, Salty Kiss.
Oh yeah.
The name of it. Some cool, funky artwork. All their cans are like that. I've done reviewed on here with you one of their what was it called? The stout. I can't think what it was called now.
I do remember the name of the brewery. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the stout, but Sorcery is one of their beers. It was
okay. Where are they based?
Huh?
Where they're not German.
Well, they're in Yorkshire as well, actually. They're between Sheffield, not far from Jez, and Leeds. So they are from Uddersfield. Drop the H, it's Uddersfield, lad. Let's get down. Let's go downhill in a bath. No, I've reviewed them before, Magic Rock Brewing, and a good company. They're it was the Surreal Stout. Now
that's right. I do recall.
And I had the. Hopefully they're going to bring it out again this winter. At the moment, you can't get that one. You can get their normal Surreal Stout straight, which is nice.
Yeah.
But it was the hazelnut one that I really, really enjoyed from them guys before. So
delicious and nice hazelnut.
Their little, it was delicious. Wow. Yeah, it's one of the tops. It's one of the top stouts I've done so far. But it's their little tagline is time to sit back and drink the magic, man.
Bloody hell, we need to text Jez and send him up there and do a review or something of the brewery itself. Because I think it does seem that vibe. It sounds like a surferish kind of place, deep in the heart of Yorkshire.
Talking about these Gose beers, German style and room temperature and that. And the old German markets, they used to do like a warm beer at Christmas.
What is that, like a Hefeweizen or something like that, or just similar?
But I know they used to serve one called the Blob in the pub that I used to work in, and so I have to this winter we're doing the stout advent calendar. We'll have to venture down things like that, I think.
Yeah, let's try and mix it up with some warm German beers, Hefeweizens, Weiss beers, but I've definitely got some. I don't know about yourself, but I've definitely got a bunch of bloody pumpkin beers lined up for next month.
I know you have, but I can't fucking get them over. I found some. I'm going to try and order some. I found a really cool one.
Because we got a Halloween special, obviously, that we do every year, right? Every year, even though we only
it's a time-honored tradition, no less. You reminded me, actually, I better start looking to get a few ordered in for the end of next month. Got them about a month, didn't we? So that'd be all right.
We are indeed about a month. And I've started grabbing a couple of stouts and shoving them in the pantry, if you will. Oh, excuse me. It's all coming up now.
Oh God, you've hit that time. His little burps where he tries to talk and disguise them.
I do. It's embarrassing. I can't help my body.
You sort of took an inward breath when you said, "I've been shoving my stouts right up my." I thought he was going to say orifice.
I try not to mention too much, but I should probably tell you why I'm drinking this out of a can if people are curious.
Well, I know a couple of the DrayBarrels will be, certainly, especially since we have said about drinking Guinness from a can, for instance, but go on then.
You're right.
What's the reason behind this one?
Well, it says so drinkable, it's scary. Sometimes I wish I could crawl right into the can. So, so then he says, why do I recommend that you drink it from the can? Please do tell. Quite simply, to ensure the delightful hop experience. The act of pouring it into the glass smells nice, but it releases the essential hop aromas that we have worked so hard to retain. If you, okay, so I'm guessing they mean you have to retain those aromas in the hop itself, broken down into the beer. I don't quite understand that.
I don't get that because okay, you get that you'll get as soon as you pop that and you got your nose near it, you will get that rush of scent, yeah.
Yeah,
But like I'm drinking now out of a glass, every time I'm sipping, my conch there is going
yeah.
in the glass, and I'm sniffing the aroma every time I have a sip. With a can,
You can't.
your nose is not. Yeah,
It's
please don't
there.
stick your nose in it.
Well, no, it's there if you think about it. And I think that's part of the essential experience of having a pint anyway, is that aroma. It adds to it as you drink, right? I think.
You got to take him. If you go up there, Vermont, you got to go here, take him a Duckworth. Say, love your beer, or maybe you don't. I don't know yet. You ain't rated it, but try your beer out of a Duckworth. That'll
Yeah.
change him.
Yeah, I think it would. I think it would. Maybe not like something like this, you know. I can see it, but the Duckworth really you get the whole experience of it. It's a big round top, right? So you
Beautiful
really,
handle. Your hands out of the way because you've got your own handle.
that's not a
Bollocks.
distraction. That's not a distraction. So but he does kind of say if you must pour it into the glass, must in capital letters, you may find that some of the hop resins have settled to the bottom. Leave them in the can. Leave them in the can while pouring. The beer is perishable and it's best when it's young, fresh, and hazy. Or keep it cold but not ice cold. So this is fresh because the coach, who we often talk about, was up in Vermont just over a week ago hiking, and they stopped at this brewery and picked this up. So
What else does it say on it? It says, "P.S. Please do not piss this out because you'll lose the aroma."
it always that reminds me of that Carlin advert. It's not an official one, where it's a urinal, and at the bottom of the urinal, did you see it? They have a jug and it's labeled Carlin.
I've not seen that.
Oh, I'll send that to you. I meant to send you that one. But yeah, I'm enjoying this. I don't know about.
Oh, good.
I guess I should probably talk about the brewery before you do yours.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can whiz through mine quick because
Yeah.
I gave a detailed one before.
Mm.
And I've had a couple of their other drinks in between. I've had Sorcery, which is one of their stubby fucker cans. There's a Magic Lager. There is Common Grounds, which is a new one that I've seen, which is a coffee porter. That looks quite nice. You're On Mate is a double IPA, and Merc Life Balance is another. I think it's an IPA. I didn't write that down, but yeah. So they're a nice little company. I enjoyed their beers. I'm enjoying this actually. It's not.
Oh, nice. I know you've really taken to your sours, but it's not quite a sour.
Well, no, I mean, if you'd seen me in the last couple of weeks, I was back on the lager, mate.
Hey,
Just in
DrayBarrel.
some party. I
DrayBarrel.
caught up with the Dutch. I caught up with the Dutch. He turned up with some craft beers, but after we drunk 2 or 3 of them, we just because it was a party, we was back on the cans of lager, and I got a bit of a taste for the old piss water again, didn't I?
Oh, did the Dutch actually bring some craft beers with him?
Yeah, he brought 24.
Oh, fair play on
Did
him.
he? Did he bring 12? I don't know. He brought 2 boxes of mixed bottles.
Okay.
So not like proper real ales and that, not quite craft beer, but yeah, real ales and stuff. So we drank a load of them, and then we was back on the 15 minutes for a can of Foster's. We were hammering it in the end.
I think you
about
do,
8
don't
cans
you?
in a couple of hours, and it was good fun. I was supposed to have seen him this weekend at Dutch, but he was working, so we didn't catch up in the end.
Oh,
So
I like to
maybe
see him on maybe I don't know. Well, I was gonna say, should we interview him for a DrayMen's knowledge? And it'd be, yep, nope, and there wouldn't be much else really,
I'm
right?
not one of those. Exactly.
So maybe we'll
So
start.
anyway, let's quickly nip on. They've got a beer this year because it's 10 years since they opened in 2011, and it's a double IPA, 10%. See what they've done there? 10 years,
Oh,
10%,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's called their Magic Rock Brewing. It's called 10 Magic Years. Chalk it up, nailed it on every front there. So they got that one there.
Okay.
Yeah, they're nice. They're lovely website as usual. A couple of tap rooms. That's what I was going to mention. They got a tap room in Huddersfield where the brewery is, and then a village, sort of small town village south of Huddersfield, Holmfirth. They've got another one there.
Oh, okay.
Both brilliant places. I know the one that I mentioned before. Every weekend they have different food trucks come. So one week it'll be pizza, maybe a hog roast the week after, maybe whatever you can think of the week after that. So they've always got stuff going on there. And then they also do food in one of the others as well, like a restaurant. So
Got you.
no, good little place. Another one in Yorkshire to chalk up.
Oh, bloody hell.
If you're
It's
mad on your
really,
beer, if you're American, you're mad on your beer in your countryside, go to Yorkshire because every bloody village has a brewery.
it is the mecca for Britain for breweries is Yorkshire, you know. We talk about Colorado is a big one over here, but definitely Yorkshire in Britain. So that really needs to be one, you know. When we bring the Yanks over, may need to partake in Yorkshire, you know, and see what we can see over there. But yeah, it's interesting. Very
Yeah,
interesting.
say we're taken to all these sites. Oh, come and see the Tower of London. Come and see the spires of York Minster Cathedral. Come to Cardiff Bay. And they won't see any of it because we just go to the nearest pub and get hammered.
We're just going to Fuller's Brewery and then just pubs in London. And then we're going to Cardiff and we're going to Brains and then we're going to pubs in the valley. And that is it. And every time I come back home, like the last couple of times, every single night we were down the Mason's pub. We didn't do much else, especially the lad, you know, we were just sat in the pub with him. They have games and stuff like that. In the day we went to places, you know, but every evening it was the pub. It's the way. But
Take them down the museum of, what's it called, that place?
oh yeah, we did take my little lad to St. Fagans, the Welsh Museum of Rural Life, to coin its proper name. I do recommend folks, if you are in Wales or Cardiff area, go to the St. Fagans, Welsh Museum of Rural Life. And I'll give you another reason why. They've just opened, I think it's opening this autumn. It's an old pub called the Vulcan, and it was a pub in Cardiff for years. I think we went past it a few times in Cardiff. It was just stood
I've
there.
read that. I read they was opening a pub in it. Yeah.
So and I think what they do is you can go in, visit it, but you can buy 2 pints per customer. So you're not like what's the word, loitering. And then so it's you know, it's a museum at the end of the day, and you can go in there, have a pint or two, and then you move on, you know. So I that kind of makes sense in a way. But
Yeah.
so I know hopefully it'll be open when next summer when we come over, but we'll see.
Next summer, I thought you was coming over in 2023, man.
Oh, we are for the big one, but just me and the kiddo are coming in June. And keep looking at tickets every day because they fluctuate.
Oh, we
Prices.
better sort that out because we've already booked to go see Isle of Wight in June, so
What?
we'll have to make sure it's not the same time.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, when's the Isle of Wight next year? That looked fun, by the way. I got to say, it looked a good fun festival. I know you had a good time.
The only drawback for me was there was no craft beer in the festival, and there was the year before, obviously not last year, but the year before when I went, they had craft beer tents. It was slightly different. They changed it, and I'm not sure whether they changed the layout of it just because maybe there wasn't quite as many people there, although there seemed to be about 60, 70,000. But maybe there wasn't as many stalls. I know there wasn't as many stalls around one part of it. So yeah, hopefully next year they'll have craft beer again, because they did the year before.
You got to think it's kind of off season as well, and it's the first one coming back. So you may have to, people may have had commitments and not planned for it as much, perhaps, because it's probably one of the first big festivals get going again, right?
Yeah, at Reading Festival, which my mate Phil went to, and then yeah, they've had a couple of others, Boardmasters, but yeah, Isle of Wight's a big one. So yeah, it was good. It was great fun.
Oh, good.
No, C6E was the only American playing, because he lives over here. There's no other American acts on the bill.
Oh, I thought Tom Jones was American. I tell you for why. No, I don't. Obviously, no. People, this is a fact, folks. Well, it's a fact because I've heard it from people's mouths. People, when I first moved here, thought Tom Jones was American. My good wife thought Tom Jones was American, which is just, for me, Tom Jones is Welsh.
So she's just proven that she does not know everything. Chalk it up. Sorry, Mrs. Marcus.
Oh, look out. I'm gonna get it. No, I'm not. No, she, it's just a little, and I think it's just a cultural thing over here that a lot of people, and I think he was so famous over here, as he was in that.
Well, he lived for years, didn't he? Vegas residency and whatnot.
Exactly, and it's like people, you just have to say Tom Jones, and they know who he is, and actually now. I think more lately, I think people are starting to realize that he's Welsh. And I think going back to Britain, he's starting to pick up his accent a little bit more.
He was good. He was great.
Oh, he was great. Brilliant. And I like some of his more recent stuff where he does all that bluesy kind of stuff as well. And some good music. So, well, hopefully, craft beers have come back to the Isle of Wight, and I know you had some on the ferry and such, so that's exciting.
Tell me then about this brewery before we run out of time.
So we're good on time right now. We got another 30 minutes, but hey, the Alchemist Brewery is a 15-barrel small production brewery specializing in fresh, unfiltered IPAs, and that's what he's kind of talking about, this being unfiltered.
Right.
Try and kind of capture that, can all that unfilteredness in the can. But yeah, that's kind of their, and I did notice looking at their beers, they really do pump out the IPAs a lot, and they have quite a few beers, but they only have so many on tap at a time. Their website's pretty good, actually. They have online purchase, you can pick up daily. They are open all week. They have a beer garden, so they only have the one location, and they have curbside, and they actually have tours as well daily. So every day you can go for a tour, which was kind of cool. But it was set up by John and Jen Kimmich. Originally opened the Alchemist as a 60-seat brew pub in the village of Waterbury in 2003. So how many years? How many years is that? That's
18.
Close to 20 there, right? Yeah, 80. Yeah. So
that's 18.
Okay, that's a fact as well. It's not speculation. It's not guessing. It's a fact. It's 18.
I mean, do you go in your neighbour's house because it's 2 numbers away from yours? No.
Oh,
let's have it right.
That's why he's the governor, folks. Straight down the line. Yeah, so after 8 years of success and growing in popularity, they decided to open a small production brewery in Waterbury in 2011. So that's when the actual brewery opened.
How many years ago was that?
I don't know. I can't do the maths.
You've only got eight fingers, so you're fucked.
You know what? I still do that though. I still count on my fingers, and I wonder what people in work think of me because I'm doing all this. I'm doing it in my head and I'm doing it out loud, and I'm like, but I still do that. You know, I'm no arithmetist.
It's the Ogmore knuckles. That's what it is. It's Ogmore knuckles.
It's not just, for fighting and punching, it's for maths as well. I almost called it math.
So that's the two things you do with your hands.
Oh, and I
Counting
do
and
this.
punching.
I do.
Punching. My hands are for counting and punching, the two primary things.
It's like some character from a Victorian drama. Like
you probably like you're hanging around with the alchemist from 200 years ago. I can cure this
what's he look like?
who just uses his hands for counting and punching. Have some of my elixir and watch him return to normal and use his hands for crafting and eating.
And the alchemist is the hello,
Fucking
Alexa.
hell.
Hey, it's always doing it. They listen in, and then they add.
Alexa, turn yourself off. Oh, fucking hell. Anything to have Terry back these days.
I know. Hey, I'll have a word. But hey, yeah, that's the brewery. I'll just name a couple of beers if I may, Governor, before we get onto our final.
Yeah, I'd like to hear them. Go on.
Seggy, as you will, or segue. Oh, that's one of those things, isn't it? There you go. Okay, Seggy. Sorry. So a couple more IPAs because they really do just focus on that. Vocal Banger. And it looks like this one on the can. That's another IPA, but it's like his head is exploding. Thrasher, that's an Imperial Double IPA, kind of similar to this 8%. Beelzebub.
Oh, I like that.
That's cool, right? That's a stout. Imperial Double Stout at 8%. And so they do a couple of stouts, and they got another stout called Luscious. And then it's mostly all IPAs again. Pappy's Porter, I like that one. So that's a porter, 5.42%. Do you think porters in general are just a little bit lighter than stouts in ABV?
Yeah, it seems that way.
Doesn't
I
it?
mean, you've got a couple of stats there. You've got to get that Beelzebub one or beer Beelzebub, whatever you said.
Beelzebub or something it was called. Shit, I'll probably have to go up to Vermont and get that. It's kind of America's weird like that. It's hard to get beers out of state unless you go there. Oh, excuse me.
Where is Vermont? Is that not in Canada?
Oh, it's one of those northern states. It's kind of I think it's around like the Washington, Virginia kind of area. And I think it's one of the smallest states. So it's very small, like Delaware. I think it's close to Delaware, right?
I'm going to have it. I've been to Delaware.
Oh, you have? Well, that's the one everyone forgets, isn't it? Delaware.
Well, you're sort of right.
It's ingrained.
So he went a long way then, didn't he? How did he get there? Did he fly?
Oh yeah, they fly. They do like an annual hiking trip every year. I'm gonna get the coach to talk to us a bit about it when we do this thing with him, whenever. But yeah, they go to Colorado hiking sometimes. I think that's probably the furthest they've gone hiking. I think it's like where the Appalachians are, right? Mountains like the Smoky Hills.
Oh, like the Black Mountains.
Black Mountains, Smoky Hills. I heard that's where the Catabab used to hang out, but it's kind of that area,
Vaguely to the Black Hills of Dakota. Oh, maybe they're in Dakota then.
No, there is a Black Hills, right? And there's the Smoky Mountains as well. I think it's,
Beautiful Indian country that I love. Oh, my God,
goodness.
sing all night.
You know what? I started.
You're right.
No, I love it. I love bluegrass music and violin and all those like banjos. And I started listening to popular pop songs like Africa by Toto and
Oh yeah, they do.
but they do bluegrass versions of it, and I'm like, wow, this is
Yes.
so good. Anyway, that's our music podcast, folks. But we probably get into that time. It's the usual segment if you're new to this. And it's something we like, and it's called. Oh, it's Drags of the Week. And it's something we just like have a little moan about, right, Governor, every week.
Yeah, it's something that's got on our tits or something insignificant to other people that's wound us up or we found annoying. So this week, mine is very recent. Mine happened today. Didn't happen to me as such, but oh man, my blood was boiling. Yeah, the wee wife is on a degree course, and they've been teamed up. Her class has been teamed up with another class, bearing in mind she's on the third year of a degree, with an introductory class, which is fine because they have to share the space and that. But on this introductory class is a worthy gentleman that doesn't like anyone talking or anyone making any sound, and he sort of imposed himself on the whole room. And like I said, my wife's on the third year. She goes once a week, and the people she's been on the course with, they're really good fun, and it's creative because it's art and illustration, and they talk to each other and they have ideas and whatever.
Yeah.
And this guy's cutting them short all the time and making them feel uncomfortable. There's some and like, okay, he's paying for his course, but he's an introductory. He has to pass it to then get onto the degree. And it's like he's been there for 3 weeks and he's making the rest of them miserable.
Yeah.
And people like, but he probably doesn't realize it. He probably thinks he's the best thing in the world.
Oh shit.
And,
yeah.
So he's changed the complete mood of their class was always a bit of fun to one that, you know, and I hate people like that. And
destroying a good atmosphere.
Yeah, I mean, she left early today because she was, well, not upset. Her blood was boiling. She didn't want to cause a scene because he kept tutting and huffing and all that. And they were talking up, not even close by, different areas in the studio. And anyone that makes a noise, he complains about, and everyone's sort of putting their head down.
Yeah.
And you get those people in all walks of life, in jobs or clubs or whatever, and they come into a room and they think that everything around them revolves, and
yes,
if
like
anything's out of place, they frown on it, and it's, you know, I felt like going up there and fucking saying something myself because she was. I mean, she's angry, but really she's upset because she's done a course that she's paying a fucking lot of money for, a lot more money than he is, and being told they've got to tone it down a bit and stuff like this when they never had to before. And that's how they work. It's always ideas and chatting between themselves and
it's like a brainstorming session.
Yeah, like a scrape of the chair. He's a mature bloke, I think, and
that's old fashioned. That's old fashioned. That's like Tom Brown's School Days in a way, and he does need curbing. The world's not in the Victorian era anymore. You don't get your bloody cane out and your hat and everything's rigid.
Well, I might get the old fucking discipline stick out and
in some circumstances, I think that's justified. In the circumstances like this, where he's kind of going like that, stepping back in time to in a bad way. I love Victorian era. I love old-fashioned things, but this is a bad thing that we've moved from. You know, in education, there's different. Some of those classes.
It's not like it's a mathematic. It's not like you're doing complex mathematics or trying to work out a scientific solution where you might need quiet or whatever, they're given a task and then they talk between themselves, and he has it his way. And it's not just her, she was like a mouthpiece for it today because she's written an email and stuff. It's the whole class, and then other people are frightened to say anything, and it's changing their experience. Ain't fucking right.
No, you're right. It reminds me of that horrible agricultural studies we do in remember it was like 300 of us in that bloody lecture theatre.
Agricultural systems, I believe.
That's you're right. And it was like, it could be about the intestines of a cow one week, or it could be about the cycle of growing corn another week, and or maize perhaps, or flax.
But the thing is, when I look back at that, I think it was the delivery of the lecturer himself.
Yeah,
he was very old-fashioned, that guy, and he was just instantly boring.
Yeah,
like we've done other things, like you and me done European studies, and we had the fucking legendary Professor Pete Postlethwaite. And he was fantastic, and he grabbed your attention. And even if the subject was a bit boring, like learning about fucking subsidiaries of some fishery thing in Europe or whatever it was, he made it interesting enough that it stuck in your brain.
It did.
And there's a talent to that.
It definitely, it don't, and he encouraged us to do things. So like we had to do those speeches and talks.
And I think that I work personally, well, back then, I certainly look back on those days, and I think that when we used to do those European studies, we was in a class of like 20. When we was in a class of 300 to 400, we was in a group of people that used to fuck about.
Definitely, we were in the last couple of rows where we used to fuck about. We were the naughty boys, weren't we, at the back there?
We was in a group containing some naughty lads and lasses for sure.
The demo out.
Anyway, that was that's for our other our other podcast.
What was that one called?
The Avarice with Knowledge.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's our third.
We talk of bygone years, looking at life through a sepia through a sepia filter.
Please look us up. We are on Spotify, DrayBarrel. If you fancy something a little bit different, a little bit skewed, perhaps, but you'll have a laugh. And the story.
So go on, and it is with your drag.
Oh shit! I didn't even think about this. I should have had a drag ready, shouldn't I? All right, this is off the cuff. Let me think about this. I think I'm gonna talk. I'm probably a broken record a little bit. But sickness and COVID vaccination, in a way, how inconvenient it is. It's not the fault of the person, but it does drag me down in that I have to adjust everything around people being sick. This is my role now, and it drives me nuts. And then, like, if you get 2 people sick in a week, somehow I have to kind of change my job is very much schedule based, and everything has to be on a schedule. You have to visit this site a certain day every 2 weeks without fail to maintain those plans. So it's really hard to kind of juggle that. And if somebody is sick or off with holidays and stuff like that, it's not the fault of the people if they're sick. You can't help that, but it's just drags me down and it weighs on me, and it's like, it's just hard work.
That's why they pay you the big bucks. That's why you get the pots of filthy lucre that you have that you're sitting on at this moment.
Yeah, maybe
you make you're like an oasis in a desert.
You make the magic happen, I suppose. You have to by every means possible. But it does, you can be up, like I've been up some nights, like 10 o'clock on the computer trying to move stuff around, whereas I'm in work running around like a maniac.
So your wife doesn't see it?
Well, she knows. obviously.
No, those things you're looking at on the computer
Oh,
later. Right?
there is a history delete, I think I use sometimes. No.
Yeah, I bet. Who's this fern, Marcus? Who's this fern? Oh, it's just a plant.
They're shouting, and then it's like, oh, okay, you're okay this time.
Yeah, you're okay.
So, I know it's hard, and we've all been there. And do you know, actually saying that, I haven't had a sick day no, I had one sick day in the 9 years I've worked for this company. That's
That's
an
because that's because you permanently look ill.
oh, I just weather it through work.
They don't know. You can't pretend because you just think, oh, he fucking looks ill anyway.
And that's why I'm fucking bold and grey already. Because I haven't taken a sick day. Oh, shit. I
I'm
had
not
food.
freaking bald.
I had food poisoning once, I swear, and I still went to work. And shit. Well, I left early. I left after a couple of hours, but I still made it to work.
Shit your britches.
But the only sick day I ever took was when I had my COVID-19 second vaccination. I was sick as a dog that day. God, bloody hell.
What do you have? Pfizer?
I did have, no, I had, yeah, it was Pfizer. Yeah, Pfizer.
Yeah,
So,
Pfizer hits you second time. Oxford hits you the first time.
oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, I had Oxford AZ the first time, and I was all right. I just felt like I had no energy. That was basically, I wasn't ill otherwise, apart from lack of energy. And then, like, pretty much in 12 hours, I was all right. And then the second one, just nothing at all. Fine.
Oh, really? How do you know what the Pfizer one does then? I suppose it's part of what you were
Because I
doing.
fucking done it for 8 months, didn't I, you
Yeah, of course.
monkey?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Right, there we are.
Hey,
And
anyway,
they've asked me to go back on it because it's gone out of control again. Since I've been off the scheme, it's gone out of control. It's gone fucking AWOL.
it's all gone. Hey, I was gonna
Let's get
say,
the governor back. Let's get the
They-
governor back. Get it
they
under
need-
wraps.
they need stability from the governor. That's the way of it. It just controls it. People will laugh at us 10 years down the line. Oh, that was just a myth, like the cardigans. No, it wasn't. It was a bloody fact. Here, documented. So there you go.
It's
They've
happened
waited.
in my life on my other podcast, which doesn't come out very regularly. It's sort of quarterly, if you want, because with good gentlemen's magazines, they tend to come out quarterly. So it's due one soon with Shipshape and Bristol Fashions. I talk about different trends throughout the years. One such as the cardigans, another one following on in the woolen section, which is obviously the Christmas jumper craze that has swept the world. And suddenly, oh, look at me, I've got Pac-Man with a bit of holly on his head.
Yes.
No, that's not proper.
They
Or a
take it
star
too
or a
far.
stormtrooper and it's snowing in the background. Not Christmas and not in fashion.
Where's the
But
Christmas? Yeah.
traditional Christmas ones. We're talking about St. Michael jumpers, Marks and Spencer jumpers, ones that have been through the years and are still surviving.
And you still
Lovely
continue to wear. Yeah,
exactly.
lovely knits. You still continue to wear.
Another one was the straw hats at festivals. A friend of mine, our
yeah,
our a friend now who lives in New Zealand, the Tony the Pony Pistoni. He, me and him once at a festival went to a stall, bought 2 straw hats. Walking around, people going, "Look at the hats! Look at the hats!"
You're right.
Went to see Supergrass on stage. Gaz, lead singer of Supergrass, come out wearing a straw hat. We were right in the middle of the crowd. Everyone was going, the hats, the hats. Felt like kings. The next day, everyone was wearing a straw hat. Do you know who wasn't? Me and Tony. Chalk it up.
You're moving on. Fashion fits like that, It's like that Mumsy hats as well. It was the same way. Everyone was wearing
Mumsy hats.
Remember the old Mumsy hats? Yeah, the
floppy
proper
brown.
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, start
Bucket
with
hats are
that.
back in.
They
My
were
kids are wearing bucket hats.
bucket hats. But I always remember after the mumsy hat phase that we started in Devon, I started seeing them everywhere in what's that chain of not Marks and Spencers, the other big cheap one that you get in Britain, and they were just everywhere on the stands. I think I saw them in Quick Save as well.
I know. For instance, a good friend of ours, he, someone you know very well, you know, sliders. World's gone mad for sliders. Sliders with socks. I know someone 20 years ago that was wearing sliders with socks, beach sliders with socks. Oh, how they laughed. Look at him wearing socks, great thick socks in
Some people
sliders.
flipping laugh at that still.
Is he special? Is he completely special? Oh yes, they're taking him round. They're taking him out for the day. That type of thing was said.
Yeah.
Was said, or could be heard echoing in the valleys of certain towns and
Yeah.
alleyways. And then now you take that young man, stick him in today, he'd blend right in because everyone's walking around with socks and sliders.
They do. My son wears them.
And my kids do.
Yeah.
Even I do. Look at these little beauties that I've picked up.
Oh shit! I did see those.
Look at
My
them.
goodness.
Futuristic.
That is
there's none of that banding. It's all molded.
Yeah. Is that the future of beach?
It's beach. It's called
Go.
Go.
Okay, you watch, folks. We're wearing this skull now. The governor's wearing this skull now. It'll be everywhere.
No. I'm wearing it now.
Yeah.
Just around the house. What I wear out is, what you wear out now is, we're talking 10 years time.
Definitely. These people don't realize this, but hey, anyway, we gotta move on. Listen for that podcast, but we gotta move on for our rating.
Minions.
Yeah.
Gee.
All right.
Right, we've got to rate these buggers then. Right, I'll go in. Let's have a look.
Okay.
Salty Kiss, the Gooseberry Gose from Magic Rock Brewing. Like a little sour. It was, should have mentioned this already, but it was vegan.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Any of you grass munchers out there, bosh, get straight on this. Little touch of sea salt in there and a little bit of sea buckthorn, apparently. Not that I'd know what sea buckthorn tastes like, but that's all in the makeup of it. It was nice, a little bit of tartness. So I'm going to go in just a 7, straight 7. Enjoyed it.
7, good. That's good.
Should have drunk it in the sunshine, really, but
it's Indian summer. We're getting towards the end, but yeah. All right. So Heady Topper from the Alchemist in Vermont, 8%. Very good, very fresh. It is ranked apparently as one of the best in the USA. I've had better, I'll be honest with you. I am going, but it's still, I've enjoyed it. I'm probably going to go with, I'll go with an 8. I think that's fair.
Solid.
Yeah, a solid 8, and yeah, that's all gone.
Be nice if you could get that stout from him.
Definitely. From the Alchemist. I'll look it up. Maybe I'll need to make a trip or somebody can swing by. Or I could probably import it, right? I'll look it up. But hey, DrayBarrels, it's been a pleasure. We've thoroughly enjoyed your company, right? And we'll be back next week.
Ta-ta.
Ta-ra.